CLG turn the tables here. They're starting off on the CT side, and we'll see a quick B rush here from Immortals.
Kusta up close. Oh, Rikke with 3. Ricke's shut the round down. Okay, Rikke. Kusta with the last 2. Very brief, simple stuff. And that is exactly the start CLG needed. It's a great boost for the team. Just one guy, one tapping away, making it look super easy.
I love that.
That's exactly what they need, starting things off. And with all those kills, Rikke has afforded practically full grenade save for an incendiary and an M4. 2 M4s on the side, and they've gone for the French gun on Cutler as well. So I'll be looking to abuse the range. Speaking of range, though, there are 4 deagles on the map.
It's always fun, USB headshots. You're dead, and you're also dead. And I wonder if Immortals will have any such action with their deagles, indeed. Nice nade right to the ends of middle there by Rikke. Nice little setup here from CLG, quite aggressive, not allowing Immortals to really do much with the deagles, although there's always a risk when you play those ranges. And look at KNG. He snuck all the way up. Well, now he's dead, so his story is over. But Pat Steele's story will continue. Up connector he goes, as Rikke starts to put some shots in there. And perhaps Steele's position was uncalled, actually, as that did seem to surprise Cutler somewhat. And now we have a round very much on our hands here. Very weak players here. Steele able to take down FNS there with that famous of his. But still, Rikke has the information. He's got the range. And there he is.
Man like Rikke.
There he is.
Never fear, Rikke is here.
You need to be quiet, guys, because maybe he can hear us. He doesn't have his headphones on, only in ears.
Never fear, Rikke is here. Kusta with the 5-7, taking a gamble to have the AWP in the next round to boost that money, boost that cash. He's playing in the middle area, so the bomb sites are well protected by CLG, and that gamble might just pay off. Grenade slightly too early. And FNS, you wonder when he's this close how many frags he's going to get. A second grenade, but still, the damage isn't really there. Steele's in a blind spot. FNS has support from a rifler, but again, if FNS goes down pretty early, then they're going to be in a lot of trouble.
That's amazing. That is amazing. I was waiting for it to happen.
What the hell is going on there?
That was like...
It's like they just pressed the delete key and everyone died.
Yeah. That's like just server admin kick all T's. That's amazing. Well, that was a nice one. So now things will get a little bit real. We have the AKs in play, the AWP out as well for Henny. He's got no Kevlar, so he's rocking it without anything to protect him really against those grenades or being tagged up, but that's fine on an AWP. And Immortals looking like they want to go for this A play. Actually, they have one man top mid at the moment, Lucas. I'm not sure if he already threw a grenade, but we're going to play straight through the smoke there. Ethan's waiting with that close range MP9 of his. And after the trades ensue, it's not looking all too amazing right now for Immortals. Henny's on the site, but he's got no bomb. And he's got no Kevlar, so it's going to be very hard for him to actually move or take any bullets here. He might just find his way over to the bomb, but can he get back to the bomb site? The CTs are playing this very defensively. They want him to plant the bomb first, so they know exactly where he is before they all strike together as 3.
And he's showing why you should learn to throw smokes from a Tetris position. Faking as well. But CLG will play the post-plant situation. Henny, no Kevlar. He needs to be quick. His positioning has to be perfect. He has to estimate that he's covered by triple now, and indeed he is. Oh, he was close to FNS. He was very close. But he didn't land the shots. AWP taken, thankfully, for CLG. Well, taken with grace by the remainder of the CLG side. 2 players surviving for them. An expensive round, but a successful round. A clean sheet. A 4-0 start. Much better than the CT side on Cobblestone.
You can just see those situations happening for Henny, can't you? You can just see it just on the edge of my. If I wasn't standing, I'd be on the edge of my seat there. So.
Well, you are still on the edge of your seat.
I suppose so. Let's see. Can we get diagonal throw, or we have the bog standard vanilla stuff? Yeah, the vanilla throws there with the smoke. I'm loving the diagonal throws we're seeing recently.
So you see, there's no molly from Kusta. He doesn't have one equipped. I don't know even if he did, if he's caught onto the Molotov hype train yet. Just looks at the smoke and then is forced to rotate. He's forced out of position. But it doesn't seem to be a big deal for CLG. Ricky has racked up a lot of frags already and continues to do so in round number 5.
Yeah, they don't really want to lose too much money here. Obviously, that's Captain Obvious, but at the same time, you can take losses, obviously. But this is the round where you can really make the most money most of the time. So, ooh, and speaking of, they're losing so many players. 3 dead, in fact. They have lost the man advantage, and now things get quite weird. Finesse is quite aware that players could be all over the place here, looking to try to shut down the play through the vents around the window position. This is getting very awkward, having to smoke himself off right now. This must feel quite horrible in his position, because now the bomb has made its way onto the B-bomb site as he was trying to clear things out towards the window. And with only 12 HP, he's so susceptible to everything, really. And that's it. Henny will get the frag. And what the hell happened there, Yanko? That should have been a good round for the CLG boys.
It should have been, but the pistols prevail yet again. I'm not sure where Cutler was initially, because Bolts got a kill on him with a Tech 9 from Yaps, but after that it was basically all about Lucas. He got a great Deagle headshot all the way down from connector towards Ethan, who was in the bomb site, and then another one towards the end of the round. FNS, if he connected with that spray, could have salvaged the round potentially, but wasn't meant to be. As we see, a new gun round for CLG, and Kusta starts it off with a pick on KMG, the newest addition to the Immortals roster. That's a bad miss.
It's a difficult shot to land consistently, and he will be naded for his as punishment for his sins. Ethan moving back out of the site, trying to play with his team, but now he's the only one left. And the teaser just realized this. Steal in mid on his own, but won't need the support for his teammates for the kill. Second round on the board for Immortals.
Why do you say that's a hard shot to hit consistently?
Because I've seen multiple AWPers sit in CT on A, and when a player runs up past those bricks towards Tetris, it seems difficult to do it consistently. It's a hard shot. It doesn't look hard.
I think that speaks more of the AWPers than of the shot. I think it's a pretty straightforward shot
agree.
to take.
All right, well, let's see it later then. Because of the range, I think it's more difficult to hit people running out wide than it would be at a more medium range.
And one thing too,
I mean,
is
just look at AWPers. Just watch when AWPers do that shot. I would say it's probably 60% of the time people land that shot.
I think it's more.
Where do you get the number from, James? 60%.
From my memory.
I mean, it's a pretty
Excel
straightforward
spreadsheet.
shot. They just peek at a certain, and they mostly peek at the same angle. But we have push mid from Ricky. Mortals are actually going through the smoke. They will miss each other initially, and now they're looking for him. Will KMG be able to get these kills? Gets one on FNS, doesn't find Ricky. And now a 2v3 situation for Immortals. Bolts is trying to equalize the numbers, and he does get the kill on Cutler. Will he be able to get Ethan as well? Not initially, and we have Steel moving through the B apartments. Actually, he's already in CT spawn. Very good position to backstab Ethan. And Ethan has no...
Oh no.
Not like this. Still gets the kill. Ethan was very low, but takes a lot of damage himself. This is doable for Ricky. He knows where the bomb is because he got the kill on that player initially, but he has no idea where Immortals will go at this moment, and he is getting out positioned right now. Will he start going towards B immediately?
It's a hard
Seems
spot
like
to be in. It's a really tough spot to be in, isn't it? Looks like he's going to eventually... Will he figure it out? Or I guess there's no real information to go off of, so it's just clear intuition until he hears the bomb actually go down. And there it is. Now he seems to realize what's happened, and he'll make his way over. These players are quite weak. Perhaps if they make a mistake, he can get a frag here. That could have been the opportunity that he could have then maybe been able to force it to a 1 versus 1. But now he's smoked out and things get considerably harder. He realizes he has to just go forward through the smoke, but there's even fire to greet him. And another well-played round by Immortals.
I always hate that situation where we're in a 1v2 like that, and everything, you're not sure where the players are. That's why I always prefer it when, a player takes a risk and tries to find that 1v1 fight, even though you know, he maybe needs to make a lot of noise or something along those lines, give himself away, because if you just play for the guess and you guess wrong, it's almost impossible for you to clutch the round after that.
CLG's early success seems so far away now. They're down to the pistols for this round, the 5.7s, the CZ, ever dangerous pistols. Ricky's managed to get himself close to the Palace position. It's in a good spot to take Bolts by surprise, but the aim punch would be too much. Done some good damage to Bolts, however. And Henny looks to follow up on the investigations done by his teammates. Bolts with some nice kills as well on the anti-eco. And they are quickly back on the buy, CLG.
Lots of money. And will we see aggression from CLG? Do they want to mix things up? That's the question for me. Kusta hasn't got a forward spawn in particular.
Ricky does though, and I think he might jump into Palace.
That would be awesome to see. See if that's the case. Bolts' his spray is just really awesome, and his confidence is great to watch. The rock of the team. Now you can see that CLG have taken that time up. We get the double AWP, so will Ricky go for that? Jump into Palace, get that aggression rolling, start things off with a one-man advantage, force Immortals to perhaps run a set piece straight away. A 5-round winning streak there for them. They've built up a lot of cash as well in the meantime, so uphill struggle for CLG. And Ricky goes window. Does he go for the jump? Yes, he does. Over the smoke. It's a hard shot to miss. In fact, or rather, hard shot to make in this. Even a gap in the smoke for him to play with, giving him all the information, and they just made it very easy for Ricky right there.
Where are you getting all this hard shots? Why is that a hard shot?
Oh well, no. When they jump across the smoke. I mean, obviously there was a gap there in the smoke, but we can come back to this as the B1 site has indeed been won by Immortals as they push the apartments.
But there's always a gap in that smoke. Because the smoke is not intended to block short, it's intended to block vision from connector and window.
Is it always that big?
It can vary slightly.
Fairly decent. I mean, if
that was a massive gap.
If you don't have a gap there, you're going to have a gap, a huge gap. If a player goes connector, he's going to be able to see you clearly, or you won't be able, or the player from window will see you. So
sometimes there's a smaller gap, and occasionally you'll see people try to creep around the smoke and try and get a pick on an AWPer in window who will be looking at the back of mid. But yeah, it's nice parkour by Ricky. He's probably one of the players with the best and most consistent movement in the game.
Usually the T's can get up there much more quickly, right, as well, as far as the timing works.
If you don't have the parkour going on, then
the problem is that the T's always like throw utility before they peek. If they just went for a straight dry peek, sure they would get there beforehand, but they always throw the Molotov and then the flash, so that gives enough time for the AWPer to position himself, take that shot.
I think why I think that shot from CT to a ramp is it seems difficult for people to be consistent, is because the angle the T's come out is so sideways. They move quicker than other angles in comparison. Bolts have a lovely 2K on ramp, and there are big problems now for CLG. It seems that Immortals have adjusted after the pistol, and they definitely have momentum going in their favor for the time being. But as I say that, Kusta with a 180 2K in the connector position makes life hard for Immortals. Immortals with 2 AWPs remaining and the bomb in T spawn. For now though, KNG and Henny, this might be a double AWP we see more of in the future. But for now, it will be the single AWP of Henny that remains. And it may be that he just tries to win by elimination.
Kusta currently on that 3K indeed. He's been doing a great job, but gets spotted out by Henny. And with 50 seconds remaining and the bomb that can be picked up safely, Henny's in a great position to win this round against Finesse. Finesse, obviously the in-game leader of CLG, is going to have to try to outsmart Henny somehow in this position, but it's always very difficult. You have to throw forwards a lot of guesses. And we'll see what guess he makes as he is in CT spawn at the moment, looking to move towards B, actually. So perhaps he's guessed right if he goes for it. He may have heard something, in fact, as well, as Henny makes his way onto the site for the plants.
All the jumping in the world from Henny. He's still jumping. Oh, it goes for the quick one. But no, misses that one, and FNS will take the round for CLG.
One cool thing there was the insane pace switch from Immortals.
Yeah, it was very nice. Very strange for me that FNS in the end decides to run and give away sound cues, because he had great timing. He could have just silently flanked Henny. He would never expect a player to be there because he just looked there coming through catwalk, but FNS doesn't get punished for it. He finally gets around for CLG after the initial 4-0 start, but still, they're not out of the woods yet. Only FNS alive. They are still in reset territory.
Do you think the range from Toll Booth to here is longer than from CPL to top mid?
Have to hang on because we have this fast push coming into the A bomb site. It looks like it's being defended very well so far by CLG, having much less trouble than they typically do. It's Immortals having all the issues and troubles as CLG start to even push pit at this point. And it's even an effort to get out of the palace, and they will not really make it out of the palace entirely. Wow.
Was that flash even intentional? I feel like it wasn't from Ethan, but if it was, it's a neat little flash.
I think
As for the range, I think it's actually like probably the same. Maybe it's just slightly longer range from Ticket.
I think it's longer. Anyway, we can discuss this off stream because it's quite a long and probably boring conversation to have on the stream. 2 AWPs continue for, never mind, 1 AWP for CLG. KNG getting the best of Kusta. So the problems, he thought Henny was an issue, and now they've got a second AWPer on the team. Things could only get worse for their opponents. Cutler holding down the connector position, and that will be important to try and stop any split of the A site. We've got KNG with an off angle, kind of, oh no, he's got the angle near the pillar towards the short area.
Rick is pushing apps as well. He's going for it. He's going ham over here. Well, how aggressive is he willing to be, though? That's really the question.
Don't do it, Ricky. You already have a 4v3. You don't need to do this, bro. Back off. Back off now. Fall back. Retreat. Why? And now he conceded his position and gave away a sound cue by zooming again. And look where he's standing.
Yeah, he goes mad.
He can't stand on that side because if someone comes up the stairs, they'll see half of his body before he sees anything.
Oh dear.
And KNG just continues. He's got himself a 3K so far with the AWP, and CLG are out of position with bolts on short to stop Cutler from getting up to any shenanigans. He's repositioning, but it won't be enough. So there's a chance for CLG. Ethan is carrying a defuse kit, and both CTs approaching the site now, although Ethan's just looking for exit frags, it seems. Cutler's rescued the AWP, but with 13 HP and $3,000 in the bank, I think he needs to make a run for it.
Yeah, this is a pretty huge blunder in this round from CLG. They had so many advantages, and one other thing too is that they lose some of the AKs they had. Ethan's still holding on to one of them, but for Cutler, it was doing so much work previously to have that advantage. Oh, gotta be careful. Ethan will win the battle, though he's shown great fighting skills of late. And we can see the new man, KNG, is doing a fantastic job so far for the team, getting all the frags on the board, showing some great opening picks for that AWP as in the previous round. And we'll have to see if that can continue. And here it is, the shot. Boom, just there ready and waiting. Kusta didn't know what hit him, straight in the face. And we'll have to see if CLG can recover from that, because they're going to realize that that was a bit of a mistake. Ricker getting very aggressive there. And here he is. There's a gap in the smoke. Once again, Rick is so quick to that position, able to abuse that, and he's going to be able to get the pick off hit there. So going back in with the flashbang as well. It's a good flashbang. That one of my favorites on this map.
Rick is not Kusta Dan.
It's fun. It's funny how both AWPers are fighting for position with the constant flashbangs in mid, but eventually it is the CTs who have to give it up. Smokes on short, and CPL don't make life any easier. So we see Ricky looking towards the chair position, and now he's getting cheeky while the smoke still exists, starting to back off towards short. So CLG will look to play their man advantage. Bomb top mid at the moment for Immortals. They've got Steel with another off angle in apartments on B, this time a more forward position than previous. But will CLG give them anything?
Hopefully if they've learned from their previous rounds. Finesse in a great position there to catch Steel. Lucas does pick up a frag there, and Steel had to make a lot of gambles, a lot of guesses, but meanwhile, looks like Connector was opened up just for a moment, but then shut down immediately by Ethan, as we have Henny just left in middle of the chair, wondering what to do. The bomb is making its way towards B, so the B split seems the natural choice, and indeed he'll start to make his way up there. CLG are playing quite passively, and they have Rikke on the B bomb site with the AWP. Still moving around, looking for that shot. Will he miss this though? No, he actually spots. He will actually miss the shot, but now at least he has the information. Can play the delay. He's got teammates there. They take down Henny as well. In fact, Rikke does, as Bolts now opens up the site for the plant. He's got to go for it. There's no time. Planting for short here. Actually going for the fake, going to try and commit for the frags here. Has to make two very quickly. The CTs of CLG realize that they just have to play the shenanigans, and they will win the round.
It's good trust there. Ethan holding his left, trusting that FNS will cover the right, and FNS comes in for the final kill and takes the AWP out of the hands of Immortals once again. So the score getting pretty tight now between the two sides as we move into the last round of the first half, 7-7. Just a one sniper onto CLG, and you can see Immortals suffering the shortcomings of their economy with 2 plays on pistols for this round. Lots of utility, however, so they can try to force CLG from their desired positions. Ethan dancing around bullets on ramp. And now Rikke is top mid once again in that usual position which he has been abusing in a number of rounds.
Yes, I was just about to mention that. We may expect Immortals to try to counterplay that position because he seems to go there so frequently, and that's the flash that I was talking about that I really like. It's very hard to see that one as the tease. Now as we get the frags coming in from Steel, just pushing forwards from the underpass, and that's a big problem. Another round where CLG have all the advantages, but none of the frags. It is Immortals with the kills, and they are going to get the bomb down on B. There's no stopping it right now. It's down to Finesse and Ethan to go for the retake on B. Always a tough one.
Rikke actually fell down from the railing and died.
It's awkward. Well then, Immortals found themselves a stroke of luck, an empty B bomb site. Steal with the AK Lucas, still Deagle only, but this is a nice angle, standing on the couch. Parents would not be happy with that, but the Immortals team absolutely will be, because that puts them in a good position to take the last round. Ethan, he's been great for CLG so far today, but he's got 6 HP in a 1 versus 2. He's got a Molotov and a flashbang, and now he's got himself a 1 versus 1. He seems to realize what's up, but Steel will face him and die after the round is over. They'll have a laugh about that. 8-7, Immortals take the lead.
Yeah, it's been a very interesting Mirage so far. Again, we can see some of the reasons why CLG might be a bit more comfortable. They had a rocky start to it, but it's overall a decent enough scoreline for the first half. But now things get really interesting. As you mentioned previously, we have that double AWP potential on Immortals, and as they switch into the CT side, we can look forward to that. CLG at the moment, though, with the pistol, they will take themselves quite a few grenades on Finesse and Ethan, and they're looking to go for an execution of a set piece onto this A bomb site. There's 2 players here. We have a ninja position there from Lucas, or some call it get right, and we'll see whether or not that's going to be something that prevails for them, or if CLG will be able to just storm all the way through. And also, we look forward to seeing exactly which type of smokes we see from CLG, because that can affect how they want to push. Do they push CT? Do they push towards jungle and connector? And so on. So they may want to take CT with these smokes. We'll have a look and see. Oh, nice tagging there.
Nice.
Quick think, and the finishing blow there from Ethan as the ninja position has been revealed. Lucas forced to come out in the open. In fact, he's just staying in the corner, and that's where he will die, as it's looking to go quite well here for the CLG side, and the bomb is down at the very least.
CLG spread across the A site. They've got a crossfire on the bomb, and Immortals trying to fight for the wonderful, the glorious, the important CT position. But that's where they will lie. CLG, have they taken both pistols? I think they have. I do believe they have taken both pistols here. So we're seeing it on our preview screen here from Observer Sliggy. If it was 1G, it would be Sliggy, but it's 2, so it's Sliggy. Anyway. Pair of 8s. Pistols. The fourth by Henny will leave some money in the hole for the AWP, the Arctic Warfare Police, the Popo. CLG on the anti-eco. Anti-force buy. They've got the mollies. Nice to see one going towards Sandwich. There's a player in Palace as well, Rikke, but there's no nade in shadow just yet. but they've got the numbers game going on, and it will be checked. 3 players, 2 players remaining here for the CT side. So far, so good for CLG.
Yeah, it's not really too much to do for Immortals now, except for try to get some exit kills. It's a nice one from Henny. What else can they get? The deals are great in these spots. Obviously, you just have to see a player for a moment at any range, and you can get the kill. And that bullet will connect, but not the head of Ricket, as he uses that Mech 10 to excellent effect. Steel, the last man standing to worry about. CZ and Kevlar, and he may prefer to try and save this if he possibly can into the next round, but it looks like he might be discovered. Oh, just barely not by the player on top mid there. I believe it's Finesse with the UMP. Steel will sneak his way towards the bomb. Perhaps seeing if he can get the gun from the bomb explosion that was dropped in this position. Oh, is looking for it. Did he manage to grab anything? No. It's like, I think there was a gun flying around though, due to the bomb explosion. But he will be very safe and carry that CZ Kevlar into the next round. But CLG are positioned very well on their T side to really dictate the pace with the economic control. The momentum is with them as they have their resurgence. So what is the play here? We have an anti-eco situation. Looking to see something calm and coordinated. You would expect it out of CLG with all the work that they've been putting in as a team of late. That they have a solid anti-eco round, no messing about. It opens up with passive play so far. And it continues, Janko, with passive play so far. Not too much going on, to be honest. Just standing around.
1 minute, 12 seconds remaining in the round.
They're going for it. They're doing something, Janko. They're doing something.
They're faking A.
Nice. So faking A on an anti-eco, very interesting choice here for them. They're going to send one player back, so Finesse is just out there to be had by the Wolves. Or perhaps, maybe not Wolves, but Kittens, considering they only have USPs and so on. Oh dear. Okay, that's good. Someone does check for that position after all. And it looks as, okay, what's going on here? We have Henny able to make a frag, as does KNG as well. Some cheeky steals. They got an AK and a UMP. That's great.
It's nice.
Very cheeky.
Cheeky.
Steel will switch positions to see what he can find. There's KNG gone. AK will definitely be saved, or at least they'll attempt it. Let's see Henny taking a weird hiding spot. Weird hiding spots are good. I like the entrance to Palace though, because you can, if you need to, you can get around 2 corners pretty quickly and pop out. It's a dangerous place to approach. But you can't save in the same place all the time. 10 rounds, CLG make it to double figures. Rikke with 20 kills. So there's a flying cutler looking at it. Ah, okay. That is quite the spot. He's the eagle flying around above the mountains. He's looking for a wounded animal. With
bald eagle, one might say.
With which to feed his peoples. I was in France and having a picnic on a mountain and saw some, I think they were vultures. I think it was 2 vultures flying around, which was pretty amazing because when do you see that in the wild? Not very often. I saw them in a zoo once and they were trying to pick their way out of their cage. Not so exciting, not so spectacular in that unfortunate situation. It's that ever so dangerous pop flash from Steel, but there's no fast play towards B from CLG. So Immortals, what little utility they had has indeed entirely been depleted, as has Henny's life.
So it's looking quite interesting right for now for CLG. They have great positioning. Player by jungle will die though as the push does commence. The coordination, as you can see, really yields a positive result though, as it's really difficult to trade when you're getting attacked from all angles. And Steel, it's not really got much to work with, gets tapped down by Cutler, and that's going to be the round for CLG. And where does this leave the economy of Immortals? I mean, they've got some round loss bonus going for them, so nothing really left in the tank except for Steel. They'll get 2,400 from, 2,900 from this round loss, so half by territory for them, and that's great for CLG. Unless a mishap occurs, they should be able to get to 12-8 with the win on this round.
It leaves their economy in tatters then.
Tatters.
And you can see how that little fake from CLG towards B. All that it was meant to do was draw Henny away just for a little while, and they managed to do so successfully. Henny lost his position in window room, and when he went back, Ricky was already there waiting for him. Got him with the Mac 10, and that allowed CLG to execute the A split. And they did a very good job of doing so. Ethan, the point man, once again. The tip of the spear.
Been playing great, man. He has been playing really nicely. And his level has just been going up and up, I feel, lately. Just up and up and up.
On the rise, one might say.
Yes.
What is the opposite of gravity?
Well,
Of gravity?
well, there's gravity.
Levitation. Levity.
Well, levitation is not a force, though.
Well, levity.
Someone tweet me and tell me what the opposite of gravity is.
I don't know. What do you mean gravity is in gravity? Gravity, the force, gravity. Because I don't
Do
know
I mean
that.
gravity as in gravity, gravity? I think.
Like,
I
do you
think I
mean
do
as
that.
like in a, as a metaphor or something? I don't know with you, to be honest.
It's a pretty straightforward question.
I know.
What is the opposite of gravity?
I know. Anti-gravity.
There we go. That is the correct answer.
Is that a thing?
Yeah, it is.
Anti-gravity.
That is indeed a thing.
I suppose so.
Yeah, we need to go through a definition. Now is a good time for a definition, Yanko.
Anti-gravity, also known as non-gravitational field, is an idea of creating a place or object that is free from the force of gravity. It does not refer to the lack of weight under gravity experienced in free fall or orbit, or to balancing the force of gravity with some other force, such as electromagnetism or aerodynamic lift. Anti-gravity is a recurring concept in science fiction, particularly in the context of spacecraft propulsion.
Marvelous education on the ECS show. Immortals with 2 players left. This is a very, oh my god, what has just happened? Bolts has got himself a 2k. This has been a very long anti-eco round, and all of a sudden, it looks like CLG are about to lose it unless Kusta can find where Bolts is and kill him. He's got 10 HP. Kusta's making a play for CT spawn, but that's not what Bolts is. He's standing on triple, and he's just dancing around the boxes. And Immortals win an anti-eco round by timeouts.
So I have a thing to add, right? So anti-gravity is not actually, it's just a thing in science fiction, James. That's what that just meant, what he just said.
2k from Bolts. Where is the other one? Look at that. They won an
doesn't exist.
they won an eco round by timeout. Can we just acknowledge
Yeah.
this?
I acknowledge that Immortals won an eco round by timeout.
Okay, so we're still looking for an answer as to what the opposite of gravity is.
I
Then,
don't
if
think-
anti-gravity is purely fictional.
I think there is.
Well, the internet can tell us later on. For now, it's CLG with a 2-round lead, and definitely experiencing some turbulence in the previous round. See if they can right the ship. KNG and Henny, both with AWPs. That's probably not a good look for CLG.
This is really interesting that he's able to stay out here in this deep position. There's no nades up here. So, oh, there we go. There we go. He's waiting for that. That's very nice. I'm glad that they were able to throw that. It does reposition the AWP as well. KNG has to play a bit more passive. He doesn't have the angles to work with, which allows more space into middle for CLG. They must try to build a play off this, though. They have actually used those smokes to get Ricky into position. So now the decision is to go for the A split because they have a player in the connector, player in Palace, and the 3 remaining players of the team with the bomb can now go up the slope, up the pit position, and they can coordinate that triple-pronged attack. Now, CLG, they have to try to read this, essentially. There's obviously 2 options. Either you just play really passively and try to retake, or you actually try to get the info here before the hit happens. And they're not really in a position to play info at this point in time. So they have to rely upon Immortals, they have to rely upon their players on the bomb site to actually get frags here. They have to get some frags to make this work, I think. So we'll see if they're able to do so as the nades start to rain in. Lots of players through Palace. This is really, really cool.
Yeah, and with Lucas's position, this might be a complete disaster for CLG. 3k for Lucas, the trade is there, but now with 10 seconds on the clock of FNS alone, without the bomb, it's a question of damage for him. I was going to ask if it was another round to be won by a timeout, but no. Henny will put FNS out of his misery. So Immortals with seemingly the perfect positioning for the play by CLG.
That was insane. 3 kills from the M4A1S in 20 bullets. That's in a rush situation. That's really, really sick. that was the GG right there in that round. Damn. Lucas, with that performance, is going to crush CLG. Now, we'll have to see where this leaves them as we just switch back into the game. And boom, there we are. So we have Ricky there just sitting in the apartments, trying to see if he can work onto a pick. Obviously, very defensively at this point in time. There will be smokes and so on to stop him from doing anything for the time being, whilst the rest of his teammates just wait for middle to be available. And again, another player for CLG, we have Ethan just sitting in the palace position, just waiting to see if there's a push from Immortals. And with 2 AWPs out on the field and with Henny to be up against, you might want to play passively like this. You do want to cover yourself in case he does go a bit crazy and does an insane push somewhere. So we'll see if CLG start to make the action happen now. Because there's 1 minute left. They've got to do something. Still no
They
map control.
definitely need to do something, Dan.
There's no map control
Good
still
call.
for them.
CLG moving the bomb towards A. So it seems the split is on, but what kind of timing will they have on said split? CLG with practically full utility at the moment, but 40 seconds. They've got to start using it at some time.
35 seconds, and the utility will indeed rain down upon the A-bomb site.
What will the
KNG,
counter
however,
incendiaries?
yeah, there is still grenades available here for the Immortals side. KNG wants to hold the angle though. There's the first shot connected. Henny connecting one as well towards middle, but he does get traded by Cutler. Now as the push continues to move forward, only 2 men left alive with 15 seconds to plant the bomb. Things are looking very grim for CLG now that there's just 10 seconds. Cutler's trying to get something done, but I don't know if he can get anything out of this. It's a triple there for KNG to finish things off, and that was a beautiful defense from the likes of Immortal.
Things were actually looking very, very grim for Immortals there, but thankfully KNG was able to hit that tough shot from Ticket towards ramp and stop them in their tracks.
Yes, indeed. He's playing quite well so far in this match.
And CLG are running into problems with time, obviously. I mean, even losing that anti-eco round by running out of time. So I'm not necessarily saying they need to like speed things up and go for a fast strat. Just like if you want to go for a methodical style and take map control, still you need to leave yourself with enough time to actually get to the bomb site, because you need to account for the saved utility from the CTs. Like you saw in that round, the incendiary from KNG was able to buy a couple of extra seconds for Immortals, not just to rotate in, but simply just waste time for CLG, and that was time that CLG did not have that. They did not have time to waste.
No time to waste. Lucas has a great position here. There's no one to attack him in underpass. He doesn't necessarily know that. As you can see, he's checking it, a bit worried about the flank, but he'll have Bolts coming in for assistance as Bolts does some good damage, but he might want to back off now as he's very, very weak. No need to risk his gun as Lucas goes back in with the USP and tries to get the remaining frags. And 1 more bullet's all that will be required. And there we go. The M4 of Steel connects, and that's the 12th round for Immortals. So coming back into this one, Spirit seemed good, and he looks positive there. Positive and alert.
Being alert's always good. You wonder what the mood is in the CLG camp now. The lead has slipped away from them. They have taken a tactical timeout. They're with their coach, I'm a Pet. That is his nickname. I don't know how you end up with the nickname I am a Pet, but there we go.
Maybe that's what they called him in school, stuck. You know,
Pet.
that's
I mean, obviously they wouldn't call him I am a Pet. They would call him Pet,
why not?
and then he would put his nickname I am a Pet because they call me Pet. Now I'm a Pet. That's my nickname.
Unless it's like Apet or something. I'm Apet. Maybe his name is Apet.
Maybe he did brought apples to every teacher's desk.
Oh,
James,
man.
all the teachers' desks.
Oh, Dan, please.
Teachers'
Please,
desk.
Dan, please.
Your imagination
Save some dignity.
leaves much to be desired.
I know.
Kusta with the 1-AWP for CLG in this round, and Ricky's being taken down looking for an entry towards the B bomb site, it seems, with aggression from Henny. Again, Immortals enjoying the double AWPs of their own. KNG is going to have the second one. Lucas only good for the 1 kill on ramp, and Bolts is taken down around triple. KNG going to force his way through. He's got some smoke to play with, but he misses the shot.
No.
I think he was still moving when he fired it. I don't know how much Henny can do. He's expecting some flashes, and indeed he will be receiving some. Not ready for the second one, perhaps. No scope onto Ethan. Maybe it was a quick scope. Either way, the kill is there. Steal for support, leaving Cutler alone. And he's not in the best of positions, but he knows where both players are. He can get himself some 1v1s. And now Henny holding the angle with AWP. He can reposition towards triple, or he'll try and bait the peek from Cutler instead. He had great positioning to defuse the bomb with the smoke there.
I really like that from Cutler. He moved forwards quite quickly so that he could take a very forward off angle. So if Henny was actually going to fake, to tap the bomb as he did, and then go for a peek, Cutler had a big off angle there. Obviously, he would have wanted to connect the shot more quickly, but Cutler played that really, really well. And with that forward off angle. And now CLG back in a position where they could take over some momentum, but there's still a buy for Immortals to be broken. Yanko.
Can you see the scoreboard, Connor? Real quick. Thank you.
Ooh.
So
Look at this.
a crucial round in this
2-1.
game. You can see both teams are low on cash, low on money. Oh.
Why are you whispering, Yanko?
So that Ricky can't hear me.
All right.
And
Okay. Yes.
I'm also adding
Suspense.
suspense.
And, yes.
You're doing a great job,
Good job.
Yanko. Great job.
Thank you,
Ricky
James.
with the off angle. Ricky and Steele have been enjoying some aggression towards B, and this time Ricky gets the better. Last time it was Henny, in fact, with the op onto Ricky, but there we go. 4 on 3. 3 plays left for Immortals, and CLG again, it seems they're going to use the clock and try to identify where these CTs are. Bolts gets away with half his life, he'll take that. Holding down the B bomb site, he's defending his territory for now. Which way will the bomb go? 3 CLG players remain now, 1 towards A, 1 towards B, the bomb soon joining. And it might be that Cutler looks to make some noise and then runs through the underpass, but will he get to A to join his teammates in time? Or is he going to commit to B and try to get some picks? Seems he is trying to pull the rotation, but no one is moving. Everybody for Immortal, static, some grenades, some firing, but since they can tell there's no commitment here from Cutler. And with that pick, you wonder where the bomb goes because it's a very long rotation and there's no time. They have to go to A, so Cutler has to really try to pull more plays in his direction, but the bomb's been spotted now, and the rotation is going to be there. There's a player in connector, so where can the bomb go down? Not there. 10 seconds left. Kusta has to find the skill, but he can't do it. And now it's all going to collapse again for CLG. Another round that looks to be won by a timeout. They'll hear where Cutler is, but Henny just holding the angle, and again, Immortals get a round on the board.
Oh, man. Oh, my dear.
You hate to see it, Dan.
Yeah, there's even opportunities to save it after, like, Kusa gets caught there and connects. He's like, oh, dear. Pulls out the AWP, misses the shot. Oh, dear. Falling apart there. And as we said, it's a 2-for-1, essentially, with the level of economy left for the losing team in that situation. We can see it right here. CLG left with nothing, except for what they saved. Onto Cutler with the AK armor. He's looking to make the opening here, which is, I suppose, a smart way to play it. To try to get that immediate entry frag. B is a good place to do it. Rotation takes a while to get there. There's less angles to worry about.
It has to be said, though, again, the problem for CLG was running out of time. They really took it to the very end with that fake towards B, and the rotation back from Henny through connector left him with no time to even plant the bomb in that situation. So still would be nice to see them speed things up a little bit.
Also just the AK for CLG is the hope, single AK. Oh wow, Ethan actually gets a kill onto Bolts there with the Eagle of his, and that's going to make things interesting. Information play meanwhile from Immortals, they push down Pit with 1 player to give them some extra information as to what the CLG side are doing. You can see it here, Lucas in T-spawn. So that's a lot of good information. And CLG looking to go straight through connector, but Immortals should be able to position quite well for this. And they are probably, their days are numbered. Their time is numbered. Ooh, Cutler gets a tap onto Steel. KNG, though, you can see he's the real problem, getting onto that A site in a timely manner and getting the plant down. And now there's a player in Palace as well, which is also going to make life very difficult. The frags will go the way of Immortals. At the very least, CLG got a bomb plant, which will help them quite significantly. And a couple frags as well. And we already know that Immortals have a weak economy. So CLG managed to actually get quite a lot done in this round once all is said and done. Well,
Yep, they will definitely have a strong buy coming into this gun round. But now it's up to them to actually start winning rounds and try and bring this game back. They did take a timeout to discuss things, figure out the plan.
I don't see anyone talking though. Can we go back to CLG? Okay, I guess I'm a pet's talking. Can't. Yeah, he must be talking. And everyone else is just listening.
Shouldn't we just call him Pet? And also KNG, is that just King?
Maybe. We'll have to find out.
I was wondering that as well, yeah.
Go downstairs. Let's go and ask.
Would be easier just call him King. Yo, King. What's up, King?
We should just call I'm a pet Jeff.
But his name is Frank.
Is his name Frank?
It's definitely, he just
I
made
don't
that
know,
up.
but
He
it's definitely
made that
not
up.
Jeff. It's definitely not Jeff. Who's called Jeff?
Jeff Kaplan, guy who made Overwatch.
Exactly.
There's a
Scrubs only. Only Scrubs.
I think he also did World of Warcraft. So we have a very aggressive push there
My
from
point.
Lucas.
Indeed.
And he's not able to find anything just yet. The
Go,
grenade
Lucas. Go for
not
seconds.
connecting.
You can get it. You have an AK. Get that one tap. Come on.
Oh, is there smoke in there though? So now things look a bit more difficult.
Yeah, it's their own smoke. The problem is in that situation, what does the smoke really give you? They're just going to wait for it, then it's going to pass, and what are you going to do? You spent your utility, they can just take delayed map control. They did not spend almost any of their utility, so I don't know. I just like aggressive CS there. And we see it from Lucas again towards the ramp now. Didn't find something in mid, wanted to find it on ramp. Henny though, did find a kill in mid onto FNS.
See, Ricky might look to trades, but look how fast Ricky is. I mean, Henny rather. Tagging him through the corner of the wall, and there are more problems. They're going for him one by one. Cutler, do you want to go as well? You're carrying the bomb. And Ethan is in Palace, so Cutler is very much trapped. He will be afraid of the short position as he moves up connector. Nobody is there. There goes Ethan as well. So again, it's a round collapsing. CLG in the trash compactor.
Damn.
Being squashed into a very small cube by Immortals at the moment. And perhaps after this round, they will be spat out. It is Immortals on match points.
That's such a nice shot. Under fire as well. 4K from Henny. What a beast. And he could probably have gotten the ace as well had he actually decided to stay in jungle. He might have caught the last frag there as well. So, but you know, being a charitable man, gave a frag up to KNG. We got Ricker there just under some fire as well, able to take down Lucas, going aggressive again up middle. That's the weapon to be claimed there by the CLG side. We'll see if that's going to be the case though, as they appear quite passive, not wanting to risk anything on mid. Meanwhile, looking to perhaps just overwhelm Steel, and he will be overwhelmed, leaving things down to bolts. Often the rock, often good for multiple kills, but not this time. CLG have made their way in, and what are you going to do now? KNG and Henny both have AWPs. Double up retake on B. That's a hard ask.
Yeah, it seems that they may have to give this one up. KNG starting to back off, and there's a pick for Henny. He's continuing to move forward, it seems. He is ever aggressive, and indeed he will be reined back in towards the A site to join his teammate. So CLG, it seems they, I mean, that's a number of rounds in a row for Immortals, and it seems they needed this pressure to get something going. They've changed their approach and had a faster round than some that we have seen of late. So how long will it last? They need 2 from 2. Otherwise, it will be Immortals really crushing some potential opportunities for CLG in today's matches.
Yeah, they can still make it to overtime. The interesting thing for me is just how it feels as though CLG have made more clear mistakes or big mistakes, and how much that has cost them. And then like just feeling the potential of how the game could look had they not made some of those mistakes that Immortals have not really been making, at least not so far in the series. And CLG looking to go fast towards B here. This is an interesting choice. Let's see if B is once again something that they can rely upon. Waiting for the potential counter grenades here. Do they get contact? How do they do this? Are we going to see a deep balcony smoke? Looks like they'll just go straight for it into B. Go CLG.
So far, not so good for the T side. Bolt's holding things down, changing his position. So the teammate up looking for him in the wrong area. FNS, though, not going to get taken down by that one. And now the Immortals side are repositioning. They've got the advantage. The smokes are disappearing from the short position as well. So I was going to say things will only get worse, but Cutler evens the numbers up at the very least. And there it is. 16-13. Immortals take Mirage over